something else that came up before was using resources. So marketing agencies, whether someone's working with us, another agency, or even any form of additional service, there's a lot of resources they're buying into. So could you speak more about how a client can be most successful?
So Neon Canvas is a full-service digital marketing agency, which means that we're not just worried about how your ads are performing. We're also worried about...
Welcome to the Neon Buzz, where we offer marketing advice for oral, aesthetic, and other elective healthcare professionals. Sit back and relax while we share our digital marketing secrets to help you grow your practice.
Welcome back to the Neon Buzz. I'm Opal, and today we're joined with a very special guest, Neon Canvas's own Grace Shapley, who is the Director of Accounts here.
I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I feel like this is long awaited.
Yes, I have been waiting for my invite, so thank you.
Side note here, like anytime we film anything, Grace is always the person we call because she is, I call her camera trained, but she's got like a background in this stuff. So
if you get a voiceover from Neon Canvas, it's probably my voice.
Yes.
So I don't know if people should know that because you might not want a voiceover now, but it's probably my voice.
It's fantastic. I mean, if anyone's listening, the Neon Buzz intro, that's Grace. So.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yes.
Yeah. How exciting.
So yeah, you are a go-to around the office for all things voiceover, but you also play a very important role, and it's going to tie into our topic today, which is how to get the most out of your marketing agency.
Yeah.
So can you tell us a little bit about your background and what you've done for Neon Canvas?
Yeah. So I've been at Neon for about 3 years now. Started off in, I think, March of 2022 as an account manager. We didn't have very many account managers at that time, so kind of came in, was handling just mainly clients, didn't really do a lot of the other things that I do now. And then I moved up to a senior account manager about 2 years ago, was able to start bringing on some additional account managers, and then moved to our director of accounts a year ago. And now we have this wonderful team of account managers that I manage, and I love them. They're a great team, and they are kind of the most vital part of that communication from our clients to the rest of everyone here at Neon Canvas. So happy with that.
I mean, you've been in awesome things since joining. But I like the point you mentioned about communication. So you guys kind of hear and see it all when it comes to anything related to our clients.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think that kind of plays into the topic that we're going to cover today, which is ways that clients or people in general can get the most out of working with a marketing agency. We chatted about this briefly, and there were essentially like 5 points that you had mentioned before, but I would love some examples. So if you had to run through that list again, what would you say is the number one thing that if you were meeting with a new client or someone who's looking to getting with a marketing agency that you would say, hey, you need to be doing this?
Yeah. So I think the number one thing is to realize that working with a marketing agency is a two-way street.
Yeah.
So some people will they'll join clients or join as a client, or maybe they've come from a former marketing agency and they just think that we're just going to do everything. They don't have to have their hands in any of it.
Just sign
they don't
on
have
and
to
forget.
Yes, yes. And there is kind of a part of an agency that wants that to be the case, where it's like, hey, we're going to do it for you. You're not going to have to worry about your ads or anything like that because we know you're busy. I mean, you're running practices, you're running, places with all these staff members. You have a lot going on, but we're also not at your practice every day.
Yeah.
We don't know all your goals. We don't know how many of those leads you're actually turning into patients. And so without that vital information, there's only really so much that we can do as an agency. We can make sure your ads are running. We can make sure your website looks great. But if we're not hearing from you that those leads are actually converting, then that's 50% of the marketing that is not being done. So I always tell new clients that I've worked with for a long time, hey, make sure you are meeting and communicating with your account manager on a monthly basis.
Okay.
Set up that monthly call. Tell them, hey, this is how many of my digital leads turned into starts. This is kind of the trajectory of my leads this month. Maybe people didn't start because they were worried about prices. Our economy is crazy right now, and we're hearing that a lot, where pricing is a big, reason that people aren't starting. Or maybe you're getting leads that are coming from a zip code that, is already super overpopulated with orthodontists. And so you want us to maybe tune in our targeting to other zip codes. If we don't work with you, we don't know that. So the more you can tell us, the more we can tune our marketing strategies, and the better your leads will actually be.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point too, because and again, I've been working with Neon for many, many years, and we want to do absolutely everything we can for the clients. It's just that we can't know if they want to run a certain promo, or maybe they are running a promo and we could have like supercharged it or done something to really just make it excel.
Yeah.
And then the point about leads, that's something where I don't know if a lot of clients think about this, but we can pivot marketing strategies. Like that's what we should be doing.
Yeah.
And, I think that's one of the biggest problems that maybe a client runs into when joining a marketing agency is they just don't understand that conversation needs to happen. So you said once a month at least.
Yeah, once a month, and then keeping in constant communication, if that's through email, text, or phone call. If you have a couple of days where your leads just drop considerably,
Shocking,
don't just sit on that and say, oh, I'll just wait till next month until I talk with Grace. No, that's not what we want. Send me a text, say, hey, just checking, is everything looking okay? Maybe there was an algorithm update on Google, or, your budget needs to be increased because there was something crazy happening in the world and we need to combat that. So stay in communication with us. Let us know how things are going, and just become our friends, because we want to talk to you as well. And the closer that you are with your account manager, the more this relationship is going to be fruitful.
Yeah, and I think that covers something we talked about before, which is just mainly keeping that communication going at all times. So that essentially covered like my second point, the value of if something crazy happens that we need to know, because we care too.
Yeah.
That's something that I don't know if everyone realizes, is that, things are easier on both ends if we get a heads up and we can create a plan and strategy and be proactive about an approach rather than trying to like come in and sort of see what happened and save the situation.
Yeah, exactly.
But something else that came up before was using resources. So marketing agencies, whether someone's working with us, another agency, or even any form of additional service, there's a lot of resources they're buying into. So could you speak more about how a client can be most successful?
So Neon Canvas is a full-service digital marketing agency, which means that we're not just worried about how your ads are performing. We're also worried about how your website is doing, if you're posting on social media, if you are getting Google reviews, how your SEO looks. We are worried about all of that because we know that as a partner, you kind of have to do it all to make sure that your marketing is effective and that you're seeing new leads come in. And so one thing that I always tell my clients, and I always encourage the account managers to talk about, is when you get on a call, if their ads are looking well, but they're saying, hey, I'm still not getting leads in the door. Hey, what else can we be doing? Mm-hmm. Our social media team sends so many resources each month, a calendar with a post idea for every single day of the month. Mm-hmm. And we don't encourage you to post every single day of the month.
I love the disclaimer, yeah.
Yeah, and I always tell people that. I'm like, you're going to get a lot of post ideas, but it's your discretion. You can choose and pick. But if you're using that calendar, you have an idea of something you can post that is about the ortho world. It is about bringing new patients in, or it's about showing your culture. Mm-hmm. So using that resource, and then also using our creative services. So if you pick one of those posts, you get a video or a graphic design for a social post, something like that, to make sure that your social media is staying up to date. Because if a new patient, say maybe a mom of a teenager, goes on someone's website and they say, oh, this is a great looking website, let me go to their social media, see the actual culture of the office, and they haven't posted in months, and it just doesn't look very engaging, they might go down the street to the office that is doing that because it seems a little bit more engaging. Their teen will love that. They'll have a little bit more fun. So that's kind of one thing, is we send these resources for social media, and a lot of times clients don't use them, which you're paying for it. So
yes.
I always say, if you're paying for this service, we want to make sure that you are utilizing that, or you're just wasting money.
And there's a side of that too, in working with clients over the years, is that we help them, we train them on anything that they really need help with in relation to their marketing too. Yeah. So I think some practices might be hesitant to reach out because they're like, okay, you sent me all these resources, now like I just need some help, but
Yeah.
people need to understand, like, we want to talk to them. Like,
Yeah.
we're literally emailing, like, please, like, we want to chat. We want to show you how to use these things. We want to make your social media, your website amazing.
Yeah.
So I think the social media one's a really good example. We've talked about that a few times
Yeah.
on this podcast.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But yeah, that's a great point of giving that, like, behind the scenes look and pretty, like, just fueling their marketing.
Yeah. Well, and it's also things like your blogs. You know, we write you a blog each month. It's really helpful for your SEO, but that also can play a part in your overall marketing strategy too. You know, if I meet with a client one month and they say, hey, we really want to push, you know, aligners for adults, I'm going to go to our blog team. I'm going to see, hey, what is their blog for this month? Oh, it's maybe about braces for kids. Hey, let's switch that to a topic about aligners for adults so that what they're wanting to push in the office also matches what we are writing for them on their blog, making sure that their ads are also pushing that so that they have this dynamic approach. So utilizing those resources that, you know, they might not know that we're doing for them, like a blog, because a lot of clients don't look at them, they don't read them, which is fine. We do that for you. Like I said, we want to take that stress off of you. But utilizing your account manager to talk about those different things that you're wanting to push so that then we can recommend kind of a full dynamic approach to your marketing.
Yeah, I love that you mentioned that because it goes through almost every department.
Yeah.
When a client is running a campaign or really wants to push a specific service.
Yeah.
Like, we can hit every single area and make a really cool campaign for them.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah.
And that kind of segues into the next point about trusting us. I think that's the funniest way to put it.
Yeah.
You know, like, I've dealt with this before where a client comes and they're like, hey, I want to do something. I'm not really sure what I want to do. And then we go back and forth and we end up creating a really cool campaign for them.
Yeah.
Those are instances where clients have trusted us. But what are some other instances where you've sort of spoken to someone and you're just like, please, if you just let us try this out, trust us for this 1 month, we'll show you that we can excel.
Yeah. So I always tell clients on a kickoff call, hey, we do ortho marketing for a living here. This is what we do. We build ortho sites. We run ortho ad campaigns. We make ortho social media campaigns. That's what we do. And we know how to do it well. But if someone says, you know, I'm not necessarily sure if you do know what you're doing, that level of trust is already kind of broken. And so we're recommending things from our knowledge, from our best practices. They're not as in tune to actually wanting to follow that, to listen to us, so that they then decide to go off and do their own campaign. And most of the time, it doesn't necessarily work well because they might be taking their knowledge from marketing of a restaurant or a store or another business.
Good point. Yeah.
And ortho is just odd. It is not the same as all of those other businesses.
Yeah.
It is a higher level of service. It costs more. You know, you're marketing mostly to parents of teens who are going to have to pay for a very expensive service.
Yes.
And they're very choosy. They're very picky in that choice. So you have to have a marketing strategy that reflects that service. So if you're trying to go out and market like the restaurant down the store, like, you know, maybe your friend who does SEO is telling you to do this, it's not going to work the same.
Yeah.
And we hear that a lot. You know, hey, my friend was looking at my website. And that's great. We do welcome opinions. And like, there are things that, you know, I get some emails from clients. I'm like, oh, wow, that's a great idea. Like, we should definitely try that. But a lot of times we get stuff and it's like, hey, my friend was looking at my website. They said this, and that might work for another business, but it's not going to work for how we do things in the ortho world.
I love the point that you made about like the restaurant down the street, because that does come in a lot. And
Yeah.
there have been good ideas. I do want to really, really highlight that.
Yeah.
Like, we welcome all ideas and we want to see how we can like build on them and all that. But there's just completely different industries.
Yeah.
So there are some similarities between like other medical practices. And you know, those are good to highlight. But I do think that the restaurant on the street really is just hitting home from past examples.
Yeah. But if also you're meeting with your account manager, you're working with the people at Neon Canvas, and you have that level of trust, it's so much easier to be like, hey, I was looking at Google and I saw this great new idea. Do you guys want to try this? And we can do some research on our end. You know, we can see if that's going to be a good strategy for us. And we'll tell you if we recommend it or not. We're never just going to be like, no, I don't like that.
Yeah, no, go away.
Yeah. We try not to say no here kind of a lot. So we want to be helpful and work with clients. But there is a level of of trusting us and knowing that, like I said, we do this for a living. So our strategies do come with years of experience and proven practices and just seeing results that work. So
Yeah, we're not going to ever intentionally lead someone astray.
no, never.
Yeah.
No, I would be very sad if we were doing that. So
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so piggybacking off of this whole concept of trusting us,
yeah.
I really want to emphasize that we do give some pretty good recommendations.
We've been known to.
Yeah, I mean, that's why, people come here. But
Yeah.
do you have any examples where someone has taken one of our recommendations and seen some great results?
Yeah. I think one of the biggest things I think of is your ad budget.
Mm-hmm.
So ad budgets are always kind of a hard subject to broach because
It's money.
yeah, as an account manager, they're paying for Neon Canvas services. We're then asking them to pay more for their ad budget. And that's hard. It's hard for someone to have that conversation because you have to show kind of a proven level of success that you've had with their ads for then you to come and say, hey, things are working well. We recommend raising your budget to this.
Mm-hmm.
And we're never just going to tell you, hey, you just need to raise your budget. Like, you just need more money, more money, more money. We're never going to do that. We're always thinking about it before. We prep for our calls. We talk to our ads and our SEO team to get those recommendations. And then we come to you and we say, hey, you're spending this amount. We think that if you spend this much, then you will see this return. Ads are always a pay-to-play world. And when you think about the cost of a normal ortho treatment, could be $5,000 to $7,000. If you're only spending $20 a day on Google, you're not really getting that many clicks, that many patients from that.
Yeah, it's not going to make the same impact.
Yeah. The amount of times that a potential patient, say a parent, has to click on your ad, visit your website, go to your social media, have those touch points, it's up to like 8 times that someone has to have those touch points with your organization before they're actually going to make a decision. Mm-hmm. So if they are only seeing your ad maybe one time in the morning and then by 12 o'clock that ad's gone because you've spent all your budget, they might go to another ad that they see, go to another website and choose to do treatment with them. So we do recommend raising ad budgets. It's not going to be every single meeting, I'm not going to say, well, I think you need to put $5 more down, $10 more down.
Just work them up slowly.
Yeah. I think people would just hate talking to us like, oh, I got to talk to Grace. She's just going to tell me I need to spend more money and now I've got to get my credit card out. No, that's not what we're going to do. But we do offer strategic ad budget increases at times that we think are going to be beneficial for your business. And when we do that and when someone does trust us, we are able to show an increase in your number of clicks and your number of conversions, which is people calling your office or filling out a form. So I think when people do trust us on that, and when they ask questions like, hey, why do you think that would be helpful? It's that relationship of we recommend and then they ask questions and we can see that.
Everything is data driven too. Like,
yeah,
it's all tracked. Like, I know you guys have a lot of conversations with clients about like, hey, we made this shift and you can see right here where it succeeded or maybe an adjustment we need to make moving forward.
Yeah.
So it's all, they can trust us, but also we do back it.
Yeah. And full transparency, they can see on their dashboard. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to tell you we should do this. You can go on at any time on your dashboard. Although I do tell people don't go on your dashboard every single day or I think it will like make you go crazy.
Yeah, that would...
If you just see, oh my gosh, well, I only spent this much today and then this much. Like,
no.
It will make yourself go crazy. But you can log on. You get that monthly report so you can see how your ads are performing, how much you spent, how much the cost per conversion was. We're not trying to hide any of that from you. So when we do raise budgets, when we do add a new campaign, you are able to view all of that information.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Love that. Okay. Well, that's pretty much everything that I think we wanted to cover today.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Of course. I love talking about this stuff. I just feel like I just talk to clients all day. So now I actually get to maybe talk to them in a different way. So I enjoyed this.
Yeah. I mean, you're going to continue to be all over all Neon Canvas media. So
yeah, I have been in
more.
a lot of Instagram videos recently. So follow us on social media.
I'm just glad that I can like give you like the full intro, the official intro.
I'm excited. Yeah.
But all right. Well, thank you everyone for tuning in today. If you have any questions about anything we discussed, feel free to comment on YouTube, shoot us a DM on Instagram. We are available in many, many places. So Feel free to reach out and stay tuned for the next episode.
Schedule a meeting with your account manager. That's my only advice.
Period.